I never imagined a warning could be delivered in a whisper and still feel like a threat. The music was loud, glasses clinking, people laughing, yet my wife leaned close and said quietly that her ex was coming to the party and I needed to stay calm. Her breath brushed my ear. I nodded, but something tightened inside me. I am Adrian, 42, married 8 years, the reliable one who never makes scenes. I work logistics, pay bills early, fix problems before they grow. Calm is my default setting, until someone tests it deliberately. Tonight would quietly change everything. The party was hosted by her old college friend, one of those tasteful homes where everyone pretends adulthood erased past mistakes. I scanned the room without staring, noticing faces, body language, histories I did not share. My wife, Lillian, squeezed my hand too tightly, smiling for others while her eyes avoided mine. That whisper was not concern, it was preparation. I realized she expected something to happen and needed me controlled. When a man entered late, confident, familiar with her laughter, I recognized him instantly without introductions. The past had arrived dressed politely and uninvited, and everyone pretended nothing mattered. Seeing him there unlocked memories I never owned, but somehow carried. Lillian had mentioned him before. Carefully edited stories, youthful mistakes, nothing threatening. Yet his presence shifted her posture, her voice rising slightly, laughter returning with effortlessness I had not seen directed at me for years. I watched her from across the room, holding conversations, holding herself differently. I did not interrupt. I did not confront. I reminded myself that calm was strength. Still, a quiet question echoed. Why warn me unless something was already wrong beneath the surface? That doubt settled deeper than any shouted accusation ever could linger. I stayed near the kitchen, sipping a drink slowly, watching reflections instead of faces. Lillian and her ex, Marcus, stood close but not touching, their history filling the space between them. He spoke with ease, like someone returning to a familiar room. She listened too attentively. No boundaries announced, no introductions offered. When she finally glanced my way, her smile asked for compliance, not reassurance. In that moment, I understood the whisper was not about protecting me. It was about managing me so her comfort remained uninterrupted. Something fragile inside me cracked without making a sound while music played on. I did not confront Marcus. I did not pull Lillian aside. I did not perform jealousy for an audience. Instead, I observed patterns I had ignored at home. The distracted replies, the absent affection, the way my presence felt optional. Watching them, I realized I had been staying calm for years, absorbing discomfort quietly, believing patience would be rewarded. But patience without respect becomes self-erasure. The whisper at the party exposed something crucial. My role was to adapt endlessly, while her unresolved past was allowed to re-enter without explanation or accountability. That realization followed me after the night ended. When we drove home, silence replaced music. Lillian stared out the window, phone glowing in her hand. I kept my eyes on the road, feeling strangely clear. I did not ask about Marcus. I did not accuse. Calm had shifted into distance. That night, lying beside her, I understood something essential. Love does not require swallowing discomfort indefinitely. Respect is not requested in whispers. The next morning, I woke early, made coffee, and felt a decision forming quietly. Not dramatic, just firm and irreversible. It surprised me how peaceful certainty could feel after years of constant compromise and silent endurance. I did not leave that day. I did not issue ultimatums. I simply changed how I saw my place in her life. Over the following weeks, I stopped compensating. I stopped smoothing over awkward moments. I spoke when something bothered me, and accepted her reactions without apology. The shift unsettled her. She asked why I seemed distant. I answered honestly, calmly, without anger. I told her the whisper at the party showed me I was being managed, not partnered. She listened, but her silence spoke louder than words. Some answers arrive through absence rather than confrontation, and they linger unresolved. Eventually, the truth surfaced, not through confession, but behavior. Late messages, emotional distance, a familiarity that never truly faded. There was no explosive betrayal, just a quiet acknowledgement that parts of her heart remained elsewhere. When I addressed it, she cried softly, saying she never meant to hurt me. I believed her intentions, but intentions do not repair erosion. I realized I was not angry with Marcus, or even her. I was angry at myself, for mistaking endurance for loyalty and silence for strength. That misunderstanding cost me more than any argument ever did over our shared years together quietly. I chose to leave months later, without shouting, without witnesses. I told Lillian I deserved a partnership where calm was mutual, not demanded. She did not fight me. Perhaps she had expected this ending since that whispered warning. Packing my things felt lighter than I imagined. There was sadness, but also relief. Leaving was not punishment. It was self-preservation. I learned that staying calm does not mean staying silent forever. Sometimes calm is the clarity to walk away when respect has already slipped out the door, unnoticed, long before anyone acknowledged its absence openly, including myself at times then. Looking back, that whisper was a gift disguised as caution. It showed me the imbalance I refused to name. I am still calm. I still pay my bills and keep my life orderly, but I no longer confuse composure with acceptance. Relationships should not require shrinking to maintain peace. If someone asks you to stay calm so they can feel comfortable, ask yourself, who is carrying the cost? I learned my answer too late, yet just in time. The quietest warnings often speak the loudest truths when we finally listen, especially when pride keeps us silent longer than necessary before.